So, I've heard you often, both in your songs and in conversation, express a deep gratitude and joy at being able to live the life that you do and have the freedom to create the time in your life to write. Yet I know it has its challenges, and I know there were probably times when those challenges led to self-doubt. Do you have a song where you're working through some of those things?
They're all working through that. It's all, and I don't know that it's so much self-doubt as I've said that being a songwriter, to anybody in here, I don't know, people that write songs, if you sit with yourself and you write from that reflective, quiet place, then you are basically availing yourself of the best auto mental health therapy you can get. It's kind of like you're listening to what's going on inside, and it may not be so much self-doubt as it is correcting your trajectory. And I also have this visual that all of us are all still 6-year-olds, or pick a year, whatever number you like, but to me it's like 6-year-old, and I always use this I call it losing my balance. When the world gets to be, too much and I lose my balance, that means your patience, that means whatever, your temper, it doesn't matter. I lose my balance and I fall. It's like what happens is your inner child is on the sidewalk with a scraped knee, maybe holding back tears, maybe actually crying aloud. And you can be, the adult you can be going through your day-to-day life without ever, it might take you days or weeks or months or years to recognize that your inner child is on the sidewalk with a bloody knee. And so, for me, it's not so much self-doubt as it is just correcting well, you played me a song last night, the image of when I fall, and I did it and landed on my feet. When I fall, you just get back up and be grateful that you can get back up. And so it's not so much that, but let me play one though that there was a time this last winter when I was taking care of my mom for a while, and everybody in the family had the flu, and last year the flu shot apparently didn't really do much, and Mom's 89, and her getting the flu would have been probably tragic. So I was taking care of her, and every night I would go to bed going, don't let me get the flu, even though I was taking care of my brother and his wife while they had it, because Mom can't afford it. The stress was building over a few weeks. So when they all got well and Mom didn't get the flu and I got home, and I had a moment, kind of a meltdown, to where the anxiety kind of manifested itself physically. And I wrote this song after I came to terms with it, whatever. It's been more than 20 years since I first saw the light coming through clear here on a warm night. Now I see the world in black and white, and all the colors in between that paint the beauty and the tragedy that's in everything. I see the blind lead the blind without a clue of where they're going. And of course I live with that same not knowing. Oh, but I believe every step I take for love gets me closer to a glimpse of what I'm made of. And I'm not giving up, though it could be time. I'm not giving up, but someday I might. 'Cause maybe I'm broken, maybe I'm I'm just broken. Maybe I'm broken. Oh, but maybe someday I'll break wide open. Maybe someday I'll break wide open. Sure feels like I've come a long way down a one-way track without a thought of turning back to see a molting wing and a growing sadness or the coming reckoning with my solitary madness. Oh, but I believe every breath that I take for love, it leaves me closer to knowing what I'm made of. But maybe I'm broken. Maybe I'm just broken. Maybe I'm broken. Oh, but maybe someday I'll break wide open. Maybe someday I'll break wide open. I'm not giving up, though it could be time. I'm not giving up, even if someday I might. Thank you. What I want to say is that, I'll own that, but the one thing I don't do, I don't beat myself up. I look at what's going on and I try to redirect it, but it doesn't serve any purpose to beat yourself, to beat yourself up. So that when I hear self-doubt, I kind of think of that. I try to keep my finger on the pulse of the inner child and how he's doing. It makes it hard to live in the world sometimes, because the inner child's always going, what the hell's going on? But anyway, next question.
Well, let's just keep going with that for a minute. I think a lot of your songs reflect what I would call a heightened spiritual awareness and sensitivity. And I know that, when you played here at Shriner a couple years ago, one of our more astute and discerning audience members told you after the show that she would define you as a psalmist.
Yeah, that was lovely. Yes.
So how much are your songs a reflection of your spiritual journey? And would you?
Well, I think it's all that, because once you quit, my songs come from sitting. It can't be sitting in silence because I'm playing a guitar. But I play guitar and I hit a chord. And here's the thing, it's kind of like there's a welling up, an emotional welling up. And you, when the time is right, I'm playing guitar, playing piano, and I can feel like maybe I could get in touch with what that welling up is. So I play, and if I'm lucky, I have this thing where I say it's kind of like I find the right musical thing, and it inspires this huge rusted old door to like kind of start to open. And once it starts to open, you can get your way in there. And inside that is this infinite room. And my friend that wrote her dissertation on songwriting, I said, it's kind of like that. In that room's where all the great songs come from. Because you go in that room and you sit in a mentally meditative, quiet space, but while you're still playing a guitar, but your mind is clear, and you're in this room where all the crystalline ideas come. That's all really vague, I know. It's like that. I can't teach a songwriting class. It's in this dark room where the crystals show up, and that's how it all happens. But
We're going to keep drilling on that for a minute.
but was I going somewhere?
No, well, I want to keep drilling on that for a minute. So I know that you know what you're describing in that creative process is somewhat unique, you know, but for the sake of our audience and especially our students who might aspire to be songwriters, take us, you know, think about maybe one of the more recent songs or a song where that creative process is still very vivid in your mind. Take us through that process.
Well, okay. First of all, I have to complete that last thought, and the thing was, all the songs come from that inward journey. There's songs from that road of the inner journey, and what life looks like and feels like, trying to make sense of it. And well, let me play one that I hope it's not too vague, but I think I would. Okay, no, let's do this. It's kind of hard to unfortunately, or fortunately, most of my songs are very, you know, they're usually about one thing, and that's trying to be present. And how do you do that, and what does that look like, what does that feel like? But so this song is a pretty, I think it's both visually and I think it's pretty easy to get where I was headed. It's like it's an exhortation. I write a lot of songs that I need to hear myself exhort me in this way to be steadfast in my, you know, whatever it is. I try to take it all in, breathe it in, oh, I drink it in, again and again. Every day I sit a while in the sunshine. Come the night time, I'll be looking for the moon, and I sing to my shadow, I sing to my reflection in the mirror. And my heart, well, it's growing softer as the last of my walls come tumbling down. Each moment grows dearer, full of what treasure I found. I try to take it all in, breathe it in, oh, I drink it in, again and again. But some days the world is too much with me. Hell, I might fall down, I might drink a little whiskey. Life, well, it's where the day takes you. Usually that setting sun will bring me back around. And I sing to my shadow, I sing to my reflection in the mirror. My heart, well, it's growing softer as the last of my walls come tumbling down. Each moment grows dearer, full of the joy and the sorrow I've found. And I breathe it in, or I drink it in. Every day I sit a while in the sunshine. Come the night time, I'll be looking for the moon.